Is Snap about to snap? Our guest takes us behind the scenes of Evan Spiegel's financials. Ever wonder what you would look if you were a puppy? Wonder no more. A look into Snapchat's user-friendly platform. Class A, Class B, Class C, can Wall Street be any more confusing? Today we take a look at the trends in capital structure. All this and more. Forecast and key economic news coming up next. Good evening and welcome to Fake News. I'm your host Jay Patel. So glad you could join us. With Gen Y restructuring the world as we know it, and Snapchat ranking amongst the friendliest social media platforms, how are their financials keeping up? Our special guest, Chris Lott, is in the studio to give us an insight. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks, Jay. Snap just had their first quarter earnings call, and it was one of the worst earnings calls I've ever heard in my life. The stock is a huge nosedive. It went from $14 to $11 in after-hour trading. They reported a 17-cent loss per share. Their market cap went from $22 billion to $13 billion overnight. Let's take a look at their numbers. Quarterly revenue is down $14 million from last quarter to $230 million. The number of active users went from $194 million to $91 million. Look, they have a couple of issues we need to discuss. First, they have a huge problem when celebrities tweet that they no longer use Snapchat. That wiped out $1.3 billion in market value. Second, they just released a new update that people absolutely despise. The outcry was so big, Snap announced that they're going back to the older app. Lastly, the rumor on the streets is they can't get their Android app working properly. This issue is going to frustrate users and push them out to other platforms. The Android app is so bad, investors even asked about it during the earnings call. Overall, their last quarter was a massive miss across the board. Don't buy.
Don't buy.
Thanks,
Don't
Jay.
buy.
Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Chris. That was quite educational. More fake news coming up after this break.
Do you need to target millennials, Gen X or homies? Don't be a dinosaur. Get your business on Snapchat now on Google app. Get on the cloud and avoid extinction. The new generations are about to hit it and quit it. That's what the cloud is all about. Facebook is for old people. Get off the traditional haystack and jump on Snap. Today, get your business on Snap.
Welcome back to Fake News. If financing was not confusing enough, a trendy new set of classes is emerging. Our financial analyst, Martah Lozano from Wall Street has more on the story.
Thank you, Jay. Confusion, confusion, and more confusion. That is one word to describe Snapchat's financial capital structure. But who are the real beneficiaries? Live from Wall Street, I bring you the details.
If you've been thinking about investing in Snapchat, well, think again. Although almost anyone with little money on hand can invest on Snap, there's a bit of a catch, as some of the shares that Snap is selling don't come with any voting rights. So how does Snap's stock structure work? Snap has three classes of stock: Class A, Class B, and Class C. Class A is what you are able to buy at the New York Stock Exchange. Those shares do not include any votes. Those shareholders who buy them will be entitled to attend companies' annual shareholder meetings and ask questions. Class B stock is reserved for executives of the company and early investors. Those shares each come with one vote apiece. Class C stock is held exclusively by Snapchat's co-founders, CEO Evan Spiegel and CTO Bobby Murphy. Those shares come with 10 votes apiece. Thanks to the structure, Spiegel and Murphy hold a combined 88.5% of the company's total voting power. This means that every major decision for Snap, from appointing board members to a possible future sale, will be controlled by just two people.
Well, Jay, with a current market value of over $13 billion, what some once called an overvalued stock, not a waste to withstand the test of time. Live from Wall Street, I am Martah Lozano, Fake News. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Martha. A virtual reality magic, Snapchat allows you to be what you want to be. Entertainment correspondent KK has a snip on the snap.
Thanks, Jay. This week in entertainment, Snap introduces its new redesign, and people are going nuts. More than 1 million people have signed an online petition to reverse the app's new features, which are said to be too difficult to navigate. The new update features changes the layout that loyalists find confusing and are resisting the change. The app's update includes new filters and overlays, group video chat with up to 15 friends at once, and much more. In other news, the 70th annual Met Gala was on Monday, with fashion that does not disappoint. The Kardashians are keeping it interesting as usual, as Kim Kardashian West attends without husband Kanye West. Miley Cyrus, dressed in all black, fights a hangover, and Blake Lively needed a party bus just to transport her dress. Check out all of the great fashion and activity on the red carpet on the Met Gala Snapchat. Back to you in the studio, Jay.
Thank you, KK. That's all for today. Follow us on Snapchat at Fake News Today. I'm your host, Jay Patel, with financial and key economic news. Have a pleasant evening. Good night.